Spot on, spot off. First topic, NASCAR throws a caution for a tire in the grass after it sat there for 15 laps and then says, Jason?
Jeff Gluck tweeted this explanation from NASCAR. The tire was far enough away from the racing surface where they felt comfortable completing the pit stop sequence before retrieving the tire, but ultimately they still had to go get it. Brett, spot on, spot off.
Oh, boy.
Couch spotting at his finest.
This is not couch potting. This is.
So you either throw the caution when this happens or you never throw the caution. You can't do what they did here because people are banking on you throwing the caution based off of it being a danger, right? If a car wrecks, hits that tire, that's an 80-pound tire that can go flying through the air at pit crews or whatever that may be. So I have to say, big spot off here. I don't care what the explanation is. This is a big miss, and it completely changes the way the race shakes out. I mean, people are calling the race, their pit strategy, based on things that happen in real time, and this was something that should have brought out a caution immediately or not at all.
It's inexcusable. I mean, you put this statement out that was your intention. Well, if that was your intention, how come it didn't get relayed to us? Why didn't you say on the radio, oh, you know what, guys, we see that tire down there, but we're going to let you cycle all through the pits? Because you know why? They know how stupid that sounds, that you can't say that. And like you said, it's either if they throw the caution because it's dangerous. Okay, it's dangerous now at lap 231, but it wasn't dangerous at lap 215. That's crap. You know what I mean? Like if the pit cycle should not affect the way you call the race. I don't, it's been 100 years or 73 years of NASCAR now that's if you get unlucky and catch a caution at the wrong time, those are the breaks. But you can't alter the race because you feel like this guy hasn't pit yet and he's going to come in any second, so we're just going to wait for him to pit before we throw the yellow. That's not how this works.
I mean, I was okay with it because they've been leaning that way in the past. When there was a car creeps around on the apron, he coasts from all the way to turn 2, all the way to turn 4, and then he stops. I mean, why not throw the caution when he's off turn 2? If that's the case,
he's still rolling
because he's moving.
But he's still doing 10 mile an hour. That's still just as dangerous as stopping right there. You know what I mean? He's creeping along the apron.
So why they throw the caution at all?
But because it's not like I get it on both sides. Yeah, the only guy that really tried to play this hard was a 17. He's the only guy that stayed out.
That was smart enough to stay out.
He's the only guy, but he had done that earlier in the race too.
Oh, yeah.
He stayed out really long. So that was his play all day.
So why did they throw the caution at all? That's my question to you.
Because I do think it's race altering no matter which way you throw it. Do you give the guys do you cycle it to the guy that's not running? Hey, here's a freebie. Go ahead up front. You didn't earn that. You know what I mean?
But my point is you can't call the race based on what's going on the racetrack. That's either a caution or it's not a caution. If it's a caution at lap 231, it was a caution at lap 215. If to use your analogy, if that guy rolls around the backstretch and stops in turn 3, should we let him sit there for 15 laps or should we throw the caution as soon as he stops?
That's just
Let's let
call.
him sit there for 15 laps.
I mean, why not? We got to wait for this guy to pit.
I mean,
let me ask you a question, Brett. If that's Chase Elliott leading the race and not the 17 car, what happens?
Put it out.
I'm fine with the fluid call, not cycle in the field.
So why did we ever throw the caution if that's the case? Why didn't we just keep going?
Ultimately, I do think you have to go get it just in case. But it was not in a dangerous spot. But
if it's not in a dangerous spot, why did the caution come out?
So was Jennifer Jo Cobb in the truck race? Was she worthy of a caution?
I mean, it's like a piece of debris laying up by the wall. Are we really going to hit that piece of debris? You know what I mean? We've watched things lay on the track for a while.
There's a big difference between a piece of debris and a 70-pound tire.
But my point is,
if get hit and thrown in the stands,
if the piece of debris is there, it's there. You throw the caution. You don't see it. Go, okay, there's a piece of debris over there. In 15 laps, when this guy pits, we'll throw the caution. That's not the way these races are supposed to go. That's not. You do not call a race from the tower based on other people's pit strategy. That's not legit.
I just don't agree with flopping the race because of something that's not an immediate danger.
So if it's not an immediate danger, is it a danger at all?
It's a danger, yes.
So if it's a danger, you throw the caution. That's what the word caution means.
I mean, how many times have you seen caution for non-dangerous things? Plenty of times.
I don't know how you can honestly sit over there and say, after competing in the sport for as long as you have, that don't throw the caution for 15 laps is fine, and then throw it for the same thing that you didn't throw it for.
I just don't agree giving freebies.
It's not a freebie.
How is it a freebie?
They did nothing wrong. The 17 did nothing
No,
wrong.
I'm not saying they did anything wrong, but your cycle and you're going to put you're putting 50% of the cars, probably more than that. I mean, you're going to have 8 cars in the lead lap, maybe less than that.
Here's my thing. I don't have a dog in the fight because I'm not in this race, right?
I know exactly what you're saying.
You guys
and
have dogs in the fight, right? And there are times that it can help you when they throw the caution, and there are times that it can hurt you. Clearly, it would have helped the 17 car, right? Clearly, I'm sure it hosed somebody, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
he was the only really
it
big
didn't really
swinger
hose
But
anybody.
at the end of the day, you have to throw the caution if a tire is laying out there in pit road or outside of pit road and people can't go get it.
They
yeah.
did.
And they've never. I've never seen them do this before. Like
It's the first
with
time
a
I've seen them do it
tire,
with a tire.
With the tire.
First time I've seen it with
and
a tire.
I was talking on channel 2. As soon as I saw it happen, I think it was the 8 car, uncontrolled tire, it rolls out there. I told Wheels we had just pitted, so it wasn't going to benefit us at all.
There's a lot of big names in that booth.
And I said, there's a tire lane out here. You're going to have a caution here in a second. And then as we ran about 10 laps, and I realized the 17 was the only one that pit, I'm like, surely they're not going to just wait for the 17 to pit and then throw it. Sure enough, the 17 pits, and 2 laps later, put it out, debris on the front stretch. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
I just here's what I'd love to know, and maybe we never know this. You have big names sitting in that booth watching that race, from Mike Helton to Steve O'Donnell to Jay Fabian to Scott Miller to whoever was calling the race. I'm assuming Berman or whoever was calling the race, right?
I don't remember.
Like, who ultimately is sitting there going, hey, we're going to let them ride this one out here, boys. Let's wait till that 17 pits, then we'll throw it. Like, how in the world do you even have time to have that debate? Because if I'm calling the race as a race control guy, the minute I see that, I'm like, that tire is getting away. That tire has gotten away. That tire could pose danger. We need a caution. Put it out.
We have a 100% rule, don't we? Like, we have to
You're
give
supposed to.
100% of the time so we don't alter or affect the outcome of the race. Why does that only apply to us? Because this is not the way they call the races or have not called the races for years in the past, and that altered the outcome of the race. Because now, essentially, you've either, like I said, it's either a caution at 2:15 or it's not a caution at all. So now you've thrown one with even less laps to go and bunched the field up for a restart with whatever it was, 30 to go,
Yeah, something like
and now it turned into a
then all
shit
hell
show
broke
from
loose.
that point on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
It'd be nice to know that if you're thinking about not throwing it, that I agree with that. It would be nice to know, like, okay, guys, this isn't. We're gonna get it eventually here, but we're not gonna do anything crazy. And
Yeah, like if-
it'd be nice to know that. I will say that.
Meaning, like, in the spotter stand, having, like, an official tell you
Well,
that.
now they've
They
set
come
the
over the
tone
radio.
for it. Now they've set the tone for it. So now,
let me ask you this: next time a tire rolls into the grass, what do you expect's going to happen?
You don't know.
it just all depends on where it's at. Like,
don't know. You don't
yeah,
know
I
what to
mean, you don't
expect.
really know for sure. But I mean, I can tell you this: if it's down towards turn 1, and there's a huge area there, and it's not, in a dangerous spot, I mean,
So you're just asking for consistency, meaning to know
Always.
what to expect so that you can plan for it when you're, Brett, to your point.
Exactly right.
cycling
I
through
expected a
pit
caution.
stops.
I was actually telling
was
Paul, I was
100%
like, hey, we're
expected a
probably
caution.
going to get a caution here.
But I'm okay if they don't throw one too, Tower. That's TJ.
I mean, I liked it not flipping the whole race. I don't, it's hard for me to be okay with a caution like that. You know what
So
I mean?
Jennifer Joe Cobb on Friday, I couldn't really get a good angle of it.
It's terrible.
Obviously. Yeah, I mean, obviously, but so,
No, I'm saying the caution was terrible.
So did that warrant a caution? Because her ass was barely sticking out behind that wall.
You mean the truck?
oh,
The truck,
on
the
Saturday.
ass of her truck. Her bumper was
talking
barely
about
sticking out
Saturday.
behind the wall.
Yeah.
Seriously?
That caution there is really like, I was looking at like, are you kidding me? Like,
Hey, thanks for watching that video. And if you're in the market to sell your home, make sure you go visit offerpad.com. Within 24 hours, they'll make you a cash offer. Visit offerpad.com today.